That's Hi, I'm Kathy Dodson.
And I'm Jocelyn Lindsay. Welcome to another exciting, momentous, fabulous episode of 5 Minute Indie Insights, publishing tips and tricks in mostly 5 minutes, though this episode may go a little bit longer today because you're not getting any younger and neither are we.
Oh my God, that is so true. And so, in broaching the subject of age, we're going to talk a little bit about something I call publishing math. And this is for me personally. I am no spring chicken. Even though was a creative writing major way back in college, I didn't start writing novels until after I retired. And it gave me, living that life gave me lots of material for writing. But, I've only got so much time left on this planet, and I want to get as much writing in as possible. And I want people to read my words. And so when you look at traditional publishing versus indie publishing, the timeline grew really critical to me. And that is that in traditional publishing, you write a book and then you query it to get an agent. And so, say you write a book in a year, it doesn't matter. You write it in a week, and this
Right,
timeline's not
doesn't
going to
matter
change
how
that
long it
much.
takes.
You're going to query agents likely for 6 months to a year, and
If you're lucky.
if you're lucky, you'll get an agent.
Yeah.
And then that agent will give you back edits on the book, which is fantastic. And then they will go try and sell that book.
Yep.
And that can take another few months at a minimum.
Another couple years.
Well, but then and that's another place that it can go sideways. You may not get an agent, you may not get a book deal.
Yep.
But then if you get the book deal, it's going to take 2 years for them to publish it.
Because well, part of that is they also have a calendar of books that are already coming out, so
Exactly.
they have to figure out where to slot you in.
Absolutely. And there's a lot that they do, and it just takes, I mean, if you're with a small press, maybe 18 months. If you're hybrid, maybe a year, 6 months to a year minimum. But we're talking minimums, right? We're
Yeah.
talking absolute minimums.
And everything going well.
And everything going well. And if anywhere along the process it stalls out, you get to go back and write another book and try the whole thing all over again. Well, not only do I love the idea of publishing for self-publishing for lots of reasons, right? I like the control, I like to do the marketing, I like all of it, but I don't have the time. And I also write too fast.
That's
So
another
I don't
biggie.
want to publish one book a year.
Mm-mm.
I want to publish multiple books a year. I want to publish at least a book a year in my series, and then I want to do these other one-offs of just books that I really want to write.
Yep.
You can't do that in
Yep.
traditional publishing as a new writer. If you are someone that they've been with for years and you have a reputation of writing multiple books, that's one thing.
Maybe because they don't
Maybe.
want you competing with yourself.
Yeah.
When they don't want you dividing your readers either.
And this is a common thing to talk about. I was just back in El Paso and I met with somebody who was around my age and who was writing her first book, but she knew hers was nonfiction. She knew she wanted to write several books and
Yep.
she wasn't sure which path to go down. And when she heard about the timeline issues, well, that made up her mind pretty quick. She knows a lot about marketing. She has a decent social media following already. And so, think about these things, especially if you're looking at your age. Let's be realistic.
Oh,
If you want your words out there in the world,
yeah, I have several nonfiction writers that I'm working with who are self-publishing, and this is a big consideration from that for them. And one of the reasons they decided to self-publish is because they want to be able to iterate their knowledge. As their fields change, as technology changes, they're going to want to update their books and do that quickly and not have to be waiting for a traditional publishing schedule because they're in fields that are currently changing very quickly. They want to get something out there, get their expertise out there, use those books, and then come back around and maybe republish them again in another couple of years. as the knowledge has changed. And I know as a book coach, I have this conversation all the time with my
Every time.
clients. Almost all the time. And especially the majority of my clients are older. They're older retired writers, and they're just like you said, Kathy, and like me, we're starting our careers 50 plus. And if you're waiting at a minimum of 5-ish years before you're even like looking at something on the shelf, okay, so how many books do you have in you? Say 5 years for a book. I'm not going to get through all the books I want to write. there's there's just too much I want to do. There's too many stories I have to tell. I can't be waiting on the gatekeepers to let me into the castle for me to start publishing. I've got think there's a place now for the storytellers who are ready to tell their stories. I'm all over. I'm in. I want to be able to generate stories. And so age is a
Right.
huge, I mean, I want to still be writing when I'm 90. I would like to like skid out of life still putting out stories, but I want to do it on my terms and on my timeline.
Right. And it's interesting when you go to like Author Nation or talk to authors wherever you find them. A lot of the very young people are self-publishing just because they don't care about traditional publishing and these
No.
gatekeepers in New York and whatever. They just want to get their words out there. And then, you know, there's people, and my path isn't everyone's path. If the only thing you want is a big five publisher and want your book in as many bookstores as possible, go for it. But my path is I have lots of things I want to say and lots of books I want to publish. And I couldn't go down the traditional path and say everything I want to say starting now, period.
Yeah,
Even if I wanted to. And so I've taken control myself and I can publish as many books a year as I want. Turns
exactly.
out that's about three, but
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and for me, it's probably about two, maybe. Yeah, but it's right now it's two, and if I need to change that pace, I can change that pace. If something happens where I have to slow down, I can slow down. I can speed up. That's just the beauty of it because we're not getting any younger, and there's a lot of stories that need to be told, and there's audiences out there that want them.
absolutely. So our little old lady advice is if you really have stuff you want to say, take control of your career,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And decide how you want to do it.
Yeah. And I think for both of us, you also get to a certain age when you don't want to be told what to do. You want to do your thing.
Right. Well, and I will say that it's the first 2 years was drinking from a fire hose. There was a lot to learn. But the tools get easier and easier to use.
Yes.
And the longer you go down this path, the easier it is because you know what to do and you know when you need to do it. And, it's just the writing. I mean,
You
that's
know
the
when to
thing
panic
that
and
you're
not to
focused on.
panic and
And there's nothing that can't be undone. You don't have to worry about it. And,
exactly.
building a marketing base is slow. And no, I don't have a team of PR and marketing experts at my beck and call, but I got news for you. Unless you're a really big deal in publishing, you won't either.
No. You
So,
won't either. So yes, so put a emoji or something in the comments so we know you're out there. If you're looking down your story path the same way we are, that you want your stories out there, and this is part of the reason why you are self-publishing. And I'd also like to hear from the writers who want to trad publish, because I'm working with several clients who want traditional publishing, and there are very specific reasons for that. But when it comes to
absolutely.
when it comes to age, I don't have time. there's
Yeah.
not there's not even enough time now.
Yeah, I mean, I have an author that's got a traditionally published book. I don't have her. I'm working with an author who's got a book
She's
coming
in
out
your
this summer.
pocket.
I know. She got a book coming out this summer. It's with one of the big five publishers. I'm thrilled for her, but I just love the indie publishing and being able to just make my mark, create my own way forward.
Yep.
It's a great fit for me.
Yep. and we're going to be little old ladies doing it.
Mhm. You got it.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you here next time. Give us a like, a comment, a subscribe, a share. We will take it all.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.